So Crackdown 3 came out about a week ago, and I know for me I'm having a lot of fun with the Crackdown 3 campaign, and I came up with say 10 Crackdown 3 tips that can definitely enhance your enjoyment of this game. Hey guys, it's Chris with B&B Gaming. Welcome back, and I hope you're doing amazing today. Thanks for taking the time to check out this video, and thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments. Definitely appreciate it. Now to start with guys, the first tips I have for you is basically how you can make your agent slightly OP during the game. And what I mean by that is, how Crackdown 3 works is, it's sequential in how they want you to work through this game. And if you follow that sequential path, start here, go to this part of the city, the next part of the city, it's designed for you to slowly level up and get stronger as the challenge in Crackdown 3 gets harder. Now what you can do is actually exploit that and use it to your advantage. Maybe exploit isn't the right word or the right word to use. Let's say take advantage of that situation. And you can do this by exploring the majority of the map and unlocking supply points. Now this will allow you to resupply ammo, change your weapons, change agents for XP boosts, and get back into the fight more easily if you die. Now as you're exploring through the city, your goal should be to get agility orbs and level up your agility skill. Now I suggest working your way through the outside of the city clockwise and getting as far as you can, because eventually the enemies are going to kill you. Now your primary goal when doing this is to collect agility orbs. The reason you want to focus on leveling up agility is it's going to make exploring much easier later in the game. Also, it's going to allow you to get away from enemies more easily, and it's going to allow you to have tactical advantage, basically staying up high. Now one bonus tip I have for you for leveling up your agent is to make sure you select an agent that has that 10% agility XP bonus. Another bonus tip I have for you is, as you're exploring, you're going to want to pick up different equipment and different weapons, etc. And you're going to run across this piece of equipment called the launch pad. Now the launch pad is going to replace your grenades, but it's going to allow you to jump much higher. And it regens, so you don't have to worry about resupplying with it. Now a good tip for collecting agility orbs is try and stay at height. So once you scale up a building, try and stay up there as much as possible, because it can be difficult getting up there sometimes, and making it a point to stay up there will save you a lot of time. Now another way you can level up your agility skill is by doing the agility challenges, and you're going to unlock these as you're moving and exploring through the city. And again, the launch pad will help you do these a little more easily. Personally, I haven't done these agility challenges yet, just because they kind of take a little bit of time to do, and it's a lot more efficient to run around and grab the agility orbs instead. Now in addition to grabbing the agility orbs, you also want to pick up weapons along the way. The reason why is Crackdown 3 is designed for players to slowly get stronger and level up as they move through the city. You're going to find more powerful firearms and grenades. Now one place you can find new weapons are at ammo refill stations, and you'll find these scattered throughout the city as you're exploring. Crackdown 3 tips for progression. Tip number 1, do all the side quests. The reason to do these is you'll get combat XP, which levels up all your skills, plus you'll also unlock additional weapons. Tip number 2, focus on leveling 1 to 2 skills at a time. Focusing your efforts on 1 or 2 skills will allow you to level them up faster, and these more powerful skills will enable you to level up your other skills more easily. Again, you want to make sure to have an agent equipped that has the maximum XP bonus for the skill that you're working on. As far as what skills to focus on, I suggest focusing on leveling up your firearms and explosives. The reason why is both of these skills allow you to fight at range and allow you to kill groups of enemies and allow you to burn down large tanky enemies. Tip number 3, ignore the percentage chance of success. You're going to notice above some of these missions it says you have like a 5% chance to complete this mission. Completely ignore that. The reason why is the game itself doesn't know your skill level, and if you're using these tips, it's going to make the game a lot easier anyway. Tip number 4, Spend time collecting all the agility orbs in an area before moving on. Collecting agility orbs is much easier doing it all at one time versus, every once in a while whenever you see one. A bonus tip here again would be stay at height. So once you scale a building, try and stay up there and move from building to building. Crackdown 3 combat tips. Tip number 1. Use explosives. The reason why is explosives will allow you to one-shot enemies, kill groups of enemies, and allow you to damage over time and burn down large enemies. So for example, if you run into a big tanky enemy, you throw a incendiary grenade or a chemical grenade on them and unload with your firearm, you'll kill them a lot faster. Tip number 2, combo your close quarters weapons with melee. Shooting enemies in Crackdown a lot of times will keep them from actually shooting back, and this will allow you to move in and take them out with melee. A bonus tip here would be keep an eye out for the cryo shotgun. This thing can allow you to freeze enemies and finish them off with your melee. And again, if you're focusing on leveling up your strength, you want to make sure to have an agent on that has that 10% bonus XP to strength skill. Tip number 3, keep the enemies in front of you, try to avoid getting surrounded. And an even better strategy is try and get up high. In Crackdown 3 most enemies are ground based, so being up high allows you to control the fight by allowing you to attack and withdraw if you need to. Tip number 4, use the pop shot. And what this is, in Crackdown 3 you can use a lock-on feature. So for example, you can jump up in the air, lock onto a target and shoot off a rocket and drop back into a cover. Now this strategy will allow you to take down strong enemies that are doing a lot of damage to you. Again, what you can do is just jump out of cover, lock on, shoot a rocket, and also you can throw a grenade and take them out. Tip number 5, use spike damage weapons. Now what I mean by spike damage weapons are weapons that do a lot of damage in 1 to 2 shots. So rocket launchers, the jackhammer rocket launcher, there are some sniper rifles that do a lot of damage in here as well. What this will allow you to do again is to quickly lock on and shoot targets and get back into cover. And my final tip for Crackdown 3 is use the mass driver. It's a firearm you can find, and for some reason it feels like it's really OP. And I don't know if they're going to patch that or not, but it's, in most cases you can take down small and sometimes medium enemies in one shot, and it's really powerful. Anyways guys, I hope these Crackdown 3 tips help you out, and I hope you're really enjoying this game. I'm not sure if they're planning on doing any DLC for this game. I know they just released a bonus content pack that's free that you get like an extra armor for Commander Jax, I think his name is. There's another vehicle called the Linebacker, and there's another gun called, I forget what it's called, but it shoots like explosive ducks. Anyways guys, this is Chris. Thanks a lot for checking out this video, and if you're interested in more Crackdown 3 content, hit that subscribe button. Until next time guys, this is Chris. Have an awesome one.